بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق وخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى الصراط المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما تعلمنا وزدنا من فضلك علما وتعليما إنك على كل شيء قدير. I received this letter saying, my name is Shaquille and I am from Bradford in the UK. I have an uncle who is, shall we say, a skeptic, an agnostic. He claims to have asked scholars questions regarding a few issues which have never been satisfactorily answered for him. My uncle claims that Islam does not provide enough evidence for him to accept it and embrace it, although he was born into a Muslim family. He says that there are a few issues which are unanswered or seem illogical, and I will present them as follows. So he has a group of some 14 questions here. And generally people, they ask such questions, and if they're waiting for proofs, then there'll probably be, the answers to such questions are not proofs, but rather the replies are supposed to show that it's not in principle absurd, it's not in principle illogical to believe. Because the nature of Iman is taklif. If it could be proved, then there wouldn't be a single kafir left on the face of the earth. Everybody would believe. This is the thing. That Islam should provide evidence, basic evidence of the scholastic theologians have made proofs for the existence of God, but most of them are not totally satisfactory for various reasons. People adopt something and use something and continue in it. Not typically because of proofs, but because it works. And religion too, as Abdul Hakim Winter has said, man seems hardwired, heart disposed to religion. And it's not really, well, where's the proof? Is proof a reasonable demand? Well, I don't accept anything without proof. This is not true. The building that you're in, you walked into it without seeing the plans from the architect that show that it's structurally sound. How do you know that it's not going to collapse on you? Well, it's been standing this time, it hasn't collapsed. There are many buildings. You go down, you go into them, and you don't feel a sense of, or you don't feel a need to check it out, all about it. And so it's somewhat, we accept many, many matters on faith. Some people get extremely upset and hostile even if you suggest any explanation of the current events in the world except the ones that the United States government and media offer for the explanation behind things. Because why? Because they've heard it several times, and they have faith in it, and they believe that's what should be believed. And so people find things useful. They find things that they solve a lot of. They provide a lot of answers to things. It's a word that's become a vogue word, paradigms. Kuhn first used the word, I think, the 1960s or 70s. The paradigm is, something that apparently works. For example, physics, the explanation that we have for description statements of physical behavior, despite the fact that there are not convincing answers for a number of issues. The number of issues remain unresolved that are very basic issues. What gives an object its mass? Nobody can answer the question yet. What is gravity and why does it work the way that it works? There are regularities that we observe on this planet, but when we get out into space, the account doesn't seem to work as well. Gravity is still a mysterious force. And so it's somewhat disingenuous to ask, to say, well, if it provides enough evidence, then I'll believe in Islam. It's not a matter of evidence, it's a matter of whether it works. How do people know that God exists? Is it because there was a St. Anselm's proof, or there's a proof from the Nuh Keller of Islam? No, for neither of these reasons. Rather, because they have personal problems in their lives, and they make a dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He helps them with these problems. Because it solves a lot of issues. It solves the existential questions. Why do I exist? What's the point? And so forth. So Islam answers these. The problem of evil in the world, what's it doing there? Islam answers this, that it's a test. And so this is the sphere of the answers that we'll give, to show merely that they're not absurd or